Amen. We thank God. We thank God for this opportunity. We thank, amen, our musician, our choir. We thank our ushers. And we thank God for all of you that has come out tonight to help celebrate this great church, 25 years on the battlefield. And the Lord has given me this futuristic message. Now, you got to be prepared to try to understand what the Lord is saying. A lot of time we misinterpret what God is saying to us in his message. But tonight, we want to speak briefly with this message. You got mail. You got mail.
Yes, sir.
The Bible in Revelations chapter 1, it's verse 17, the latter part, it says, "Fear not. I am the first and the last. I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I'm alive forevermore." Then he said, Amen.
Amen.
"And have the key of hell and death." Listen what he said, John. "Write these things
Yes, sir.
which thou hast seen, and the things which are, and the things which shall be hereafter." The mystery of the 7 stars which thou sawest in my right hand, and the 7 golden candlesticks.
Yes, sir.
The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches. And the 7 candlesticks which thou sawest are the 7 churches.
All right.
So God had John to write these things. And he wrote them to the angel and the church.
Yes, sir.
Every now and then we ought to check our mailbox. I don't know how you receive your mail. You might get an email, but you need to check it sometime. It may be, amen, it may be a registered letter, but you need to open it sometime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amen. You might get, amen, you might get your mail by the post office, the mailman, but however you get your mail,
Yes, sir.
you ought to stop for just a little while and read what the Spirit has to say to the church.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amen. Now, I don't care what denomination, I don't care where you come from. And in Revelation chapter 2 and 3, it writes to every church that exists in the world today. Amen. And when he told John, he said, "Now unto the angel of Ephesus," he said, "Write these things now." He said, "Tell them now, I know your works." Amen. And I just can imagine that John had his pen out and John began to write. Amen. He began to write and God began to speak to him. And he said, "I know your works and your labor and patience." I know all about that. I know you've been laboring. I know, amen, that you've been patient. Amen. You had to deal with a lot of things, and you've been very patient with it, and how thou cannot bear them which are evil. I know all about that. I know about you, amen. I know you're walking upright, and you don't want to, amen, you can't hardly bear them that does evil. And he said, and thou hast tried them. Talking to the angel now. Talking to the angel, with the angel supposed to talk to the church. Amen. When we start, amen, when we as pastors, when we start talking to the church ought to listen. You ought to check your mail. Amen. Because, amen, a lot of us don't read. I heard one quote from one man that said that he had heard that if you want to hide anything from black people, put it in a book. He said they ain't gonna read too much. They read. One of the things that we are good at, we'll read the topic and we'll start from the back, go to the front in order to, amen. We like to hurry up and get what it says, amen. And we don't get the meaning. We don't get the full effect of what God is saying. And he said that I know you, amen, has tried them which say that they are apostles and are not, and have found them light. God is saying that, right, John? I know. Tell them all about that. He said, but nevertheless, out of all your good deeds, out of all the things that, amen, that you are doing, but I have something against you. Amen. He said, what I have against you, amen, is that you have left your first love. Oh, y'all ain't gonna help me up here tonight. Amen. Amen. We come and we proclaim. We act like we love God. Amen. We come and we act like, amen, we put on a show. Amen. But God said, you done left me. Amen. I need your money. You show up on a Sunday. Amen. Amen. We done dedicate Sunday to God like we don't have to go no other day. Amen. Amen. I heard Deacon Jones when he was talking, amen, just a few minutes ago. He said, did not the hurricane pass over us? Amen. A lot of us had minimum damage. We didn't lose, amen, all our food. And we didn't lose our home and all that. And we come in God's house and act like he ain't done nothing for us. We come in God's house and act like he's supposed to do what he done for us. God said, you done walked around, you done left your first love. You done left your first love, amen. Remember this. I loved you first. I loved you first. Amen. I gave heaven best for you. I paid a price that nobody else would pay. Amen. And now that you're walking around, and now that you're feeling good, your health is all right. Now that you're able to see, you done turn your back. You done turn your back on me. Amen. And he said, now listen what I'm going to do. Amen. He said that he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit has to say. Amen. The Spirit of God. Y'all ain't going to help me here. I'm talking about the Spirit of God. Amen. Let me show you one thing. The Spirit of God. Amen. I heard in the book of Genesis, amen, that God, amen, took a pile of dust. Amen. And he told me he got down and he began to mold a man out of dust. Amen. And after he molded the dust and the man was lying there, tell me that God got down on his knees and breathed in the man, amen, the breath of life. Amen. God's Spirit went into man, and man became a living soul. And y'all tell me that we turn our backs on, amen, the man that created us. You tell me you come in here and you can't give God the praise. Amen. I'm not going to let no rocks cry for me. Amen. I'm not going to let the world change me. Amen. Now let me tell you something. You ought to check your mail every now and then. Amen. I heard God said, stand knocking at your door. And if you let me in, I'll come in and sup with you. Amen. And you can sup with me. Amen. And now let me tell you what he said. To him that overcometh, I will give to eat the tree of life, which is in the midst of paradise of God. Amen. If you, amen, turn from your wicked ways. Amen. And then he talked to him. He said, now, John, I wrote to Ephesus. Amen. But I want you to write to Smyrna. I want to write these things. Said, amen, first and the last, which was dead. He said, I know it's good to know that God knows you. It's good to know that God knows your word. See, I want to tell you this. I don't mind the respect as a preacher or as a pastor. I don't mind the respect, but when you're out there and you know you're wrong and you're doing wrong, don't try to hide it from me. Don't try to hide it from me. I'm not the one. I'm not the one to hide things from. You need to try to hide it from God, and God already know about it. God already know when you, listen, not only does God already know, you know when you're wrong. Can I get a witness in now? Yes, sir. When I was out there doing wrong, I was the first one to know that I was doing wrong. Hey, man, I'm going to move on, try to expedite this thing. But Smyrna said, now listen what he said. I know your work. Amen. Some of us come in and give God less work, less commitment. We come into God's house and we sometimes I wonder why you come. Because, amen, before you stand up, well, you know what? That's the reason why I had to take up the collection, because I know we got a limit. We got a 1 hour limit. After that hour, I gotta go. I gotta go. Them folks that held me up there all the time. I got somewhere else I gotta go. But I wanna, and listen now, y'all will get the message after a while. It is not that, amen, that you are in a hurry to go somewhere, because I stopped by the hospital and some of the folks that had so much to do, so many places to go, and now they're laying on their back, and they're trying to call that same man that they didn't have time to amen, to give a little praise. That same man, amen, that was feeding you. That same man, amen, that gave you the air to breathe. That same man that had your health and strength in his hand. I ain't got time for him right now. Amen. I got to move on just a little while. Amen. And he said, now look at him. I know, amen, and listen to what he said. I know your work. Amen. And I know your tribulation. Amen. And I know your poverty. Amen. I know you, but thou art rich. Amen. And I know the blasphemers of them that say that they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan. Amen. I just want to pause right there. Do y'all know that Satan got his own church? Amen. And what I don't like about this thing is Satan like to come in the church, amen, and pull some of the saints out of the church. Amen. And they'll go over there, amen, to Satan church. Because they're doing the wiggle wobble over there. And they're doing everything, amen, that God said don't do. Amen. See, sometimes God got some barriers in front of us. What he's saying to you, he didn't say you couldn't do it. But he said you shouldn't do it. Amen. But when we think we start breaking barriers, when we start doing the things that God said not to do, amen, we think that we're doing something new. But all God is trying to tell you, if you stay with me, blessing will overtake you. If you stay with me, amen, I'll make a way out of nowhere. If you stay with me, you can call me in the midnight hour, and I'll come and see about you. Do I have a witness in the house? Yes. Y'all, I'm going to move on. I want to tell you, amen, I want to move on here. But he said, you're rich. Oh, Lord. I wonder why, amen, that I look like I'm poor, but God said I'm rich. Amen. That's because, amen, when you start dealing in the supernatural, amen, not the natural, y'all. Amen. You can't see my richness. Amen. But if you look around and see me, I may not have no fine clothes to put on, but oh Lord, I got my health and strength. Hey Lord, thank you, Jesus. Hey Lord. I'm going to move on here. Check your mail. Now here, I'm going to tell you something. Every church that's in this existence today, God wrote to them out of these 2 chapters. And he wrote to one church in particular that I'm going to talk about just a little. Laodicea. I want to tell you about this church because it's kind of hard to find out about this church. And God said, I want you to write to them now. I want you to write to them and tell them they ain't hot, they ain't cold. They lukewarm. Oh, that's what, y'all, that's why when you see me come, amen, I like to come to Christians. Amen, I like to come to Christians and they call it pumping. But all I'm trying to do is get you either hot or cold. I don't need you, amen, halfway. I want you to, amen, either shout and burn up for God. I want you either you get over here and freeze up for it. Listen, y'all, God can use you if you're cold. God can still use you because he can warm you up if you allow him to warm you up. But in the church at Laodicea, y'all, let me tell you something. God said to write to them. I don't know whether they're shouting for me or they're doing some other kind of dance. I don't know whether they're freezing up because they're scared, but I have not given them the spirit of fear. Amen. But I tell them that I'm going to spit them out of my mouth. Amen. But I'm so glad, y'all, amen, that the church, amen, ought to check your email. Amen. You ought to check your mailbox. Amen. And I know some of us got a picture of the building at the church. But I want to let you know that you are the church. You ought to check your heart every now and then. Am I walking with God? Or am I walking behind what man say? Well, it's time for me to get hot for God. I laid down many years and I was out there doing any and everything. Amen. I wanted to blend in with the peoples in the world. But I found out, y'all, God says separate yourself yourself from those people. I want you to get over here. I'm going to set you aside, but before I set you aside, I'm going to anoint you, amen, for a specific job. And when you get anointed, amen, God allowed His Spirit to come in you. Now you committed to God. No matter what come your way, I'm going to hold on to my God. Talk about me as much as you please. The more you talk, the more I'm going to bend my knees. Hey, Lord, I feel my help coming now. Look at God. When I was in distress, when my back was up against the wall, when I didn't know my way, I found out that God directed my footsteps. I heard that a good man steps are ordered by God. Hey, Lord, order my steps. Lord, look at me. Order my steps. When I try to go right, if it's not pleasing to you, I want you to turn me left. Hey, Lord, take me wherever you want me to go. Tell me, not only is my steps ordered by the Lord, but He will direct my path. I've been walking down the pathway of righteousness. Do I have anybody in the house that been walking down the pathway of righteousness? What the enemy, what he's trying to stop you from walking with God. But I tell you tonight, stay with the Lord. Stay there if your husband walk off. Stay there if your wife walk off. Stay right there if your children abandon you. Stay right there. I look towards heaven. I tell the Lord, I look towards the hills. We're coming my help. My help come from the Lord. When I was down and out, the Lord made a way. He made a way. He made a way. Anybody in here, He made a way for. Look at God. Didn't have no bread in the house. Yeah, Lord. Didn't know where it was going to come from. But after a while, my enemy came. God sent my enemy. I heard Him say, I'll make your enemy your footstool. Yeah, Lord. He came. I came to Jesus as I was, weary, wounded, and sad. I found in Him a resting place. Now, He made me glad. Look at me, y'all. One day, I checked my email. One day, I stopped by my mailbox, and God said, I want you to preach. I look at my mail. I said, he got the wrong address. I tell you what, I tried to send it back. I said, return to the sender. The sender wrote it back. He said, I wrote unto you. I had to go when I don't want to go. Anybody know it? I'm talking about the church. The church. Get ready. We're going to face a great persecution. But God said, if you walk and faint not, if you talk and spread the word, I'm going to let the persecution of the world go over you. If you don't believe me, read the 3rd chapter of Revelation. Read it when he's talking to the church. He said, church, if you repent, you don't have to turn to it. If you repent, and follow me. Don't you worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about a thing. I tell you what, I'm going home now. I'm going home. I heard Jesus say, amen, before he got to Revelation, I heard him told his disciples, upon this rock, upon this rock, I'm going to build my church. Anybody in the church of God right now? Anybody in the church of Christ right now? Tell me, he said the very gates of hell shall not prevail against it. I'm so glad I'm in the church. Are you in the church? The gates of hell may come up against you, but it won't prevail. Yeah, it shall not prevail against it. I'm so glad, Pastor Lockett, 25 years, Satan been trying to come up against it, but he can't prevail. He didn't say that he wouldn't come up against you, but he can't prevail. Amen. I'm a winner, y'all. Amen. I'm a winner, y'all. I'm a winner, y'all. Hey, God. I'm a winner, y'all. I'm leaning on Jesus. The stuff I use with Jesus, I can't lose. I heard, listen, the Bible told me that my victory is already won. Y'all tell me how I'm going to, can I lose when my victory is already won? I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. You brought me from a mighty long way. I tell you what, resurrection, temple, stay on the battlefield. The road might get rough, but I tell you what, I know somebody that'll straighten out your road. Will make your rugged road, will smooth it out. I know somebody that'll make a crooked way, will make it straight. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Do I have anybody in the house that know what I'm talking about? You ought to stand up and say, yeah, I know what you're talking about. If you've been born again, you ought to wave your hand. Yeah, if God ever done anything for you, you ought to get out and shout for the Lord. Tell him, yeah, yeah, Lord, heal my. Check your email. And the reason why I keep saying check your email, you know, I have to deal with these modern people. Y'all don't get no mail. The reason why you don't get no mail at your place, you send your mail to your mama place. You get an email though. Check your email. Check your text message. God is going to get in touch with you. Now listen, I'm telling you, God is going to get in touch with you and he's going to show you what you need to do. Now remember this, he said write this to the angel and the church. You are the church. God is writing to you. And there was only one church that had a good report. That's the Church of Love, Philadelphia. God praised them. And let me tell you something. It calls sacrifice and dedication and commitment. Yes, it calls for that. And when you start to do that, then you can hear God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
Listen, we're going to ask you to stand now and open up the doors of the church. And you might